So I set up a poll on my page on what you wanted me to watch, and this one won, so here we go. Bad Guys came out in 2022, and it basically kind of went over my radar. I saw one trailer, and I just kind of forgot about it. But everything about it kind of intrigued me. Its unique art style, its heist-like story, and a story about, you know, the bad guys. While the film isn't perfect, it has intrigued me massively from all the way back to the trailer to watching it now in 2024. Hi there, it's me, the Average Critic. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more great content on all things animation, and let's talk about The Bad Guys, Dreamworks' biggest change. So The Bad Guys is a film that follows the bad guys, pretty obvious, and it's basically Zootopia meets Ocean's 11. And that is literally the best way to describe it because that's exactly what it is.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
But it's not quite all animals. That was the thing that struck me the most, was that these are animals, but it's set in the human world. There's humans, but a few characters are animals, and I mean literally. The only animal characters you meet are the main cast. So it's kinda weird. This film is obviously very inspired by Zootopia, but it feels like they wrote the movie and then thought, oh, this film might get done for plagiarism. Let's just make everyone else human, so yeah. Let's see if that works.
They're the same picture.
So I don't know, it's just weird. But then, its way of going about it is actually really fun. Doing the whole heist movie thing and setting it from the viewpoint of the bad guys is really fun and interesting. The opening of the movie is really great. It feels straight out of Pulp Fiction, and I love it. Dreamworks are really doing something they have never been able to do, and that's just right for characters. You see, in the past, their characters in the film makes every scene set to move the plot along. In How to Train Your Dragon, it's Hiccup wanting to slay dragons, and in Kung Fu Panda, it's Po wanting to learn Kung Fu. And look, that's not actually a bad way of writing, but something I really love about Quentin Tarantino movies is the time when characters are just talking. And this film does this incredibly well. There are times we just see the character's personality coming through everyday stuff and just chatting about everyday life. And given the style of movie this is going for, it really works incredibly well. And the performances all back this up. Sam Rockwell is incredible in this film, and even in animation, he still finds a way to dance. But the script is awesome, making it feel like it's all being made up as it goes. But as much as the script is great, it's also kinda bad. Now wait a minute, just wait. The script is great, but it's just not very funny. You see, in animation we tend to get two styles. The more serious and dark theme films like anime, and the easygoing comedies like say from the works of Disney. And then in the middle, you kind of have the likes of Pixar, who kind of like to do both. And look, this film is clearly aimed towards children, and the only big jokes come from Piranha, who farts when he's nervous, and, you know, come on, I feel like we don't need this sort of stupid joke in this movie. But the jokes aren't really here, they're kind of not written. What this film is a character film, exactly like Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11 isn't a comedy, but it has funny moments. The same goes for The Bad Guys, but the issue is, it's still an animation. I just wanted a little bit more humor because by God, the story and the characters are written beautifully, and you have great actors giving incredible performances. My big gripe with the story though is by the third act, it becomes this weird twist villain who has mind-controlled guinea pigs, and it just felt so left field. It was weird and unnecessary, but up until that point, I was having a whale of a time. The film's art style and animation are obviously a huge change from Dreamworks. Given how this film comes before Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, they do the same style of animation to that and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And once again, Dreamworks are really upping their game when it comes to their animation. From this to Puss in Boots, all the way up to The Wild Robot, which is coming out later this year. Dreamworks are definitely on the rise. But without a doubt, the thing that caught most of my attention was the cinematography. The shots they use in this film are so fun and interesting, making the film really stand out as an animated feature. To this gorgeous opening shot of Wolf and Snake talking, to the action and the chase sequences which feel really unique. With any good heist movie, you need a sense of style and cinematography, and this film has it in spades. But even the way the characters all move, despite Wolf being quite perhaps a normal-looking animated style character, his expressions are incredible, making for one of the most interesting characters in the whole movie. But the standout for me is definitely Snake. Disney have done a few snakes in the past, and trying to animate an animal which essentially has no arms or legs is no easy feature. But like the Disney versions before him, they make some of the most fun and interesting expressive ways to use him. The way they use the camera to simulate him having hands, and just his overall look, like the shirt he wears, really makes his character stand out. The weakest character I thought was Piranha, as I don't really know what this character does or even is. He's just this crazy character who is very random, and he tries to be funny when he isn't really, especially as he's not as interesting as say Wolf or Snake. It feels like they just didn't know what to do with the last character, and they decided to make him a wild card. As I said at the start, this film is easily comparable with Zootopia, even to the themes of having characters not be who their stereotypical beings are, being seen for more than just what they are. And to be fair, it's a good message, and this film does enough to make it different. While Zootopia has a broader theme of racism, The Bad Guys takes the idea of what Nick Wilde goes through of people only seeing him as a horrible fox.
If the world's only gonna see a fox as shifty and untrustworthy, there's no point in trying to be anything else.
But The Bad Guys really owns its own themes of wanting to be good in the world, and not being bad just because society deems you as one. But the film doesn't want you to go as emotional as it perhaps wants. Maybe it's the Pixar lover in me that wants every story I watch to make me tear up, but The Bad Guys is a fun heist film at the end of the day, and I enjoyed it for that reason. But looking back now, right from this film, you can tell that Dreamworks are really changing the way they make their movies. This film will be known as the first film that Dreamworks made fun, interesting characters, and look, before you say it, I know. Look, How to Train Your Dragon is easily one of my favourite franchises ever, but this film made really strong, mature, lifelike characters, and are writing for characters, not just for plot. Dreamworks have made great films with great stories, but they never quite mastered characters like Disney or Pixar. Until now. Watch out, Disney, Dreamworks are coming for you. So after all that, I'm going to give The Bad Guys my professional rating of 7 out of 10. And my personal rating of 6 out of 10. While my rating seems quite low, make no mistake, this film definitely was the start of Dreamworks being on the uprise of their films, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store for the future. So thank you for joining me in this video. Let me know in the comment section what are some of your thoughts on The Bad Guys, and what are your thoughts on Dreamworks in general? Do you really like them now? Do you think they're on an uprise, or do you think maybe they're just having a few lucky flukes? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more great content on all things animation. I do weekly videos, so the best way to do that is subscribing. Also, if you enjoyed this video, chances are you will enjoy the video being suggested for you on screen. You know, who are we to argue with YouTube, I guess? But thank you so much for watching me, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.